Hey Math 1 students, this is Mr. Flynn. This is for April 27th, that's Monday, that's today. This is your actual assignment, and I'm going to go over some of the pieces with you. This is the start of practicing for Standard 1, okay? So Standard 1, and what I want to do is just some of the problems or part of the problems and have you start working the rest out. All right, so let's look at number 1. It says Workout Plus offers a membership for $30 each month plus a $100 startup fee. Okay, plus, remember that. FitWorks offers a membership of $50 each month plus $20 startup fee. So they want you to write the equation for each one. Now I'm going to write the equation for Workout Plus, but we have to define our variables. So we want to know y is our total cost, and x, it looks like each month. All right, and that's important because they're going to want you to define your variables down here. Now remember, we always define the variables first. It makes it easier. So the total cost, y, for Workout Plus is going to equal $30 each month, $30 times x, plus the $100 startup fee, okay? And so what you need to do is you need to graph that, which is going to be, starting at 100. It's going to go up $30 every month. $30 every month, $30 every month, $30 every month, and just keep walking it up, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to draw that line in, okay? And we can even draw it all the way to the end. What you're going to do is the same thing for Fitness Plus or Fitness Works. You'll graph the line as well. Don't forget the label. We've got to put those labels here. And then we're going to use it to determine when the costs are the same. Now the same is going to be where they crisscross. Okay, and you're going to interpret that by saying, oh, that's it. It's going to cost so much at so many months. Like if it's at 6 months, it'll cross a certain spot. If it's at 5 months, it'll cross a certain spot. And then they want you to figure out taking both equations up here, moving down to this spot here, and if you wanted a 2-month membership. So you'll put 2 in for x, and you'll solve for both and find out which one is the least expensive. I hope you remember that work because you've done that many times before. Now over here on number 2, all right, what you got to do is, this is an inequality, and you'll see that in the question here. It's going to write linear inequality. And Joe needs to buy new pens and pencils for school. Pencils cost $1, pens cost $2. He has at maximum, so at most, $10 to spend. So if we put the $10 in, we cannot spend more than that. So the equation here is going to be less than or equal to $10. So again, let's use x and y. So our pencils will be our x, and our pens will be our y. So we know it's $1 for each pencil, so 1 times x, and then $2 for each pen, so let's add $2 for each pen, and that is less than or equal to 10. And we will graph that. Now, the way we learned how to graph way back in the day was to do a T-chart, okay? X and a y. Put 0 in for x, work it out, and figure out what y is. So if you put 0 in for x, you're going to get 5 in for y. So right away, if we go to x and y, 0x, up here, there's a point right there, right? Now, I want to let you do the rest. You're going to put a 1, 2, 3. You're going to just, you're going to draw it. Now, this line, if it goes like this, remember, it is less than here. So you're going to shade below, okay? Now, if this line goes down, okay, you're still going to shade below either way, okay? And then what they want you to do is to determine if that is a solution. So you'll go to 1, 3, you'll come right here, and if that is in the shaded region, then the answer is yes, and you're explain. And 1 is pencils, 3 is pens. You'll say, oh, yes, when I buy one pencil and 3 pens, it'll cost this much, which is still less than $10. Or, no, it is not a solution. When I buy one pencil and 3 pens, it costs this much, and it's more than the $10, okay? So keep that in mind. When we come down here, now we're writing the system of equations where we have two equations. So we have the Peapod, okay? And then that is a $40 initial fee, and then $60 each week. And then we have Amazon Fresh, which is $10 initial fee and $65 each week. So let's define our variables. So X will be the weeks, and Y will be the total cost. So if we do Peapod, and I'm only going to do Peapod for you, the total cost for Peapod is going to equal, now they reverse the numbers, okay? So remember, this $60 is each week, so that's the 60 times the X plus the $40, okay? What you need to do is then find the equation for Amazon Fresh. And you can solve the system, or you can come here and which is it better after 3 weeks. So you put 3 into each equation, which one costs less. Put 5 in for each equation, see which costs less. Put 7 in for each equation and see which ones cost less. All right. Last but not least, the function is not here, but it'll be on your assignment. Okay. So I'm going to make up a function of Meyersdale population, and it's changing exponentially. It didn't say if it's going up or down, but you're going to talk about that. So let's say it's 3,000, and we have 1.02 to the x. This number out front is the initial, or the start. So that's the starting population. This is the rate of growth or decay, meaning going up or going down. And this is the interval, whether it's a year, a week, so on. Okay? So let me do this. We know the rate is always going to be 1 plus R or 1 minus R. So if it is larger than 1, we added the rate. If it's less than 1, we subtracted the rate, okay? So if it's 1 plus R, the rate is going up. If it's 1 minus R, the rate is going down. Pretty simple to understand that. So let's go back here and look at our rate. I'll use a different color here. In my example, I have 1.02, which means my rate was going up. But we need to know how much it was going up. So it's 1 plus the rate, and that must be the 0.02, and so the rate of going up was 2%. Okay, so what can you say when you explain? Remember that 1.2 is explaining in words. We started with 3,000 people. It was going up 2% per, and I'm going to say year. It doesn't say that this goes up a year, but usually your population is per year, okay? If, let's use a different color, the rate was like 0.96, that means it was 1 minus something. It looks like 0.04, okay? And so that means it was going to go down 4%. So if you see a rate that's below 1, it's going down, and you have to figure out what percentage it's going down by, and you need to explain it in there. So I didn't give you all the answers. I gave you some hints. You can work out the rest. I'm not giving you a key today. Do your best and submit it, okay?